Welcome back to another JK movement class. For today's class, we are working on the spine. In particular, we're working on primarily on the lumbar spine, so your low back. In terms of the equipment we'll need today, I've got a few things. I've got a foam roller here. I've got a yoga block, which will just be used for the hip cars at the start of class. A resistance band and a stick as well. A stick like this, if you've got a broom handle or something like that at home, will work pretty well as well. So let's come to, we'll start in this position actually. So we'll start with spine cars. You can do this from this collapsed kneeling position or tall kneeling if this is no good on your knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a breath in. Irradiate a bit of tension through your body and then tuck that chin in towards chest and then round the spine forward. Just rounding as much as you can. When you run out of flexion here, twist to the left, side bend with the right elbow up as much as you can. Extend from the low back, the mid back. Get some lift through the upper back as you twist over to the other side. Round the spine forward and continue the same direction. Twist left, side bend, extend. Come over to the other side. Round forward. Get back to center this time. Find that max flexion in the reverse direction. Twist to the right. Side bend, extend. Make sure you're working within your pain-free limits here. Round forward, twist to the right, side bend, extend, over to the other side, round forward. Nice. From there, let's come to a tabletop position. We'll do spinal segmentation as well. So hands roughly under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And for this one, try and keep the hips stacked on top of the knees. So when we extend, try not to allow the hips to move back and forward as you extend and flex. Try and keep them in that same position. Take a breath in, again, a little bit of tension, and let's go. Start lifting the tailbone up towards the sky and extending the spine forward. Find extension, rolling forward, piece by piece, nice and slow. That was a little bit fast for me on that one. We're going to slow it down. This next one, get to that fully extended position. Tailbone is lifting up, chin is lifting up, and then tuck the pelvis under and find rounding through the spine. Nice and slow. We'll go 2 in each direction to start with here today. We'll finish with this as well. So pay attention to how this feels, particularly through the low back, as we'll retest at the end of the class. Get at that fully rounded position, nice and slow. Find that tuck of the chin, hold that. Keep the chin tucked and reverse. Lift that tailbone back and up. And find that extension of the spine again. Trying to move piece by piece, nice and slow. You'll end up back eventually in that extended position and we'll round one more time. Keep that chin lifting up and nice and slowly find that rounding. I really like to close my eyes for this and really pay attention to the sensations in the spine. All right, nice. Release. We'll do hip cars as well. We're not really doing any hip work today, but of course it's all connected. So come to lie down on the right side. And we'll do our 2 hip cars. Left knee comes in, you know the drill. I won't talk you through these. We should know our hip cars by now. One more on this side. All right, nice. Switch sides. And whenever you're ready, 2 on this side as well. A little bit of tension here. Doesn't have to be a real high effort tension, but a bit of tension. One more time. There's my block. Alrighty. So let's get set up for our first position. We'll work on an extension of the lumbar spine first. So we'll use the foam roller for this one. So I'm going to be supine, so I'll be lying down on my back here. Get my timer. So lying down on my back. And now I'm going to bring the foam roller sort of just around the top of my, not on my thoracic spine here, but sort of right underneath sort of my belly button, a little bit higher than my belly button actually, on my back that is. All right, so find that position. And then with the legs here, personally for this setup here, I really want to just focus on creating that control and strength through the lumbar spine. So I'm actually going to straighten my legs out. And as I straighten my legs out, it kind of brings me a little bit more into an extended position, I feel anyway, more so than with the feet planted down on the ground. So we're going to hold in this position. We'll just hang out here, relax, and the foam roller here is just holding us in that position. So it's holding us in that extended position of the spine. And we'll hang out here and breathe. Okay, nice, slow breaths. So we're going here while we're nice, slow breathing here. I'll just go over our cues. We're going to do some isometrics from this position today. So the first one that we're going to try and do, so we're in an extended position of the spine. So the first one we're going to try and do is come out of that extended position. So we're actually going to try and round the spine. So rounding the spine, meaning I'm actually trying to get a little bit away from the foam roller here. I'm rounding through the spine. I'm trying to actually get a little bit away from that, trying to lift up. And the reverse action would actually be trying to extend further, meaning I'm pressing down. I'm pressing my tailbone down towards the ground and trying to extend. So I'm pressing into the foam roller. Okay, so first action is going to try and round the spine, almost like we're lifting up and away. The second action is driving further down, trying to further extend down towards the ground. As we extend, sort of pressing the tailbone down, it's actually lifting as well. So the first action, we're rounding like a flexion of the spine, the lumbar spine. Second action, we're trying to extend further, all right? So flexion first, extension second. Hang out here, take a few more deep breaths. You can also think about the action of the pelvis here. We'll hang out here for about 20 more seconds. The action of the pelvis for the first action would be like tucking of the pelvis. You can find that, so just play with that. How does that feel? Find that tuck, a little tuck of the pelvis, that rounding through the spine. And then find the opposite, which would be the extension, almost like you're lifting your belly button up, away, okay? So this first set, we're going to go, that's about 2 minutes there. This first set, we're going to hang out here for about 60 seconds in each of those contractions, and we'll build up to around 50% intensity. So 50% intensity will build up for the rounding of the spine, and the second action will build up to, we'll hit that 50% of the extension of the spine. So I feel like I'm rambling a bit this morning. Let's take a breath in. Embrace, create that tension through your body, and lightly first, so about 20%, find a bit of rounding through the spine. So just hold that, see how that feels, 20%. Now I'm going to build up to 50%. If that's too much for you, you stick to the percentage that works for you. Now let's find what feels like 40% intensity, so a bit higher through the body, rounding. Find what feels like 50%. We're going to hold this for a minute today. Find that rounding through the spine. We got tension through the whole body here, but we're really focused on that rounding through the low back, that rounding through the lumbar here. Let's keep going, we're already halfway. Keep rounding, rounding, rounding. Even though we're blocked in this position, you can't actually move much of the spine. We've got about 10 more seconds. Maintain that 50%. And when we reverse, we're trying to press that tailbone down. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Now you're trying to extend further, so I'm pressing down. Extending away now. Find that 50%. The tailbone's kind of pressing down here, and it's kind of lifting me a little bit away from the foam roller. Make sure you're squeezing your legs here as well. Keep going, got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. And just allow yourself to sink down into that bolster. Foam roller, I should say. All right, a few slow breaths here. All right, so we can do another set. For this second set, we're gonna do a little bit higher intensity. That was 50%. If that was enough for you, you're gonna stick right there. Otherwise, we're gonna go a little bit higher. We're gonna go around 60 to 70% for this next set. So for this next one, with that foam roller, just bring your feet down on the ground for a second. And with the foam roller, just gently, only an inch or two, move it a little bit further down towards your tailbone. So not all the way down, we're gonna go one more position as well. So just a little bit further down, and then find that with the legs straightened. We'll just slightly, just change the angle very slightly here. All right, we're gonna do exactly the same. Obviously just different level of intensity and time as well. So first action, we're gonna be rounding through the spine. Second action, we're gonna try and lift off. So I didn't explain it very well, by the way, that first set. So first action, we're gonna be rounding, like we're pressing into the foam roller. Second action, we're trying to extend away from the foam roller, right? Let's take a breath in and brace, create that tension, and let's go lightly first, rounding. 20%, build to 40%, build to 60% and hold. We're gonna hold that for 20 seconds. Got 60 to 70% thereabouts, just rounding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. Trying to extend the spine now. Tailbone's pressing down. You're trying to lift away from the bolster. The foam roller. Keep it going. Put my yoga head on here. Let's keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Sink back down. Take a few breaths. And we'll do one more position. So this final position, again, plant the feet down and just let it roll further down towards, sort of right around the tailbone there. We'll do the same thing. So allow yourself to soften down here. And we're gonna do one more set. So exactly the same, we're gonna try and round first, and then we're trying to extend away this final round. We'll go to that same intensity that we just did. Let's take a breath in. Brace, create good tension, and lightly first start trying to round. 20% build up, find 40. The final feels like 60 to 70% thereabouts, and hold 20 seconds. Keep working. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Extending now, trying to get some space between the low back and the bolster. The foam roller, keep it going. Keep working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Nice. From there, we can remove the bolster, and just in between, just allow the feet to plant down here. So press the feet down, so you kind of sort of like a bridge pose here, if you like yoga. Plant the feet down to the ground, and then just press the tailbone down towards the ground. Do this gently, and then tuck and find rounding. This is a few times. Press tailbone down, find extension of the lumbar spine, then tuck and find that rounding. We'll do that 2 more times. Do this nice and gently. One more time, pressing tailbone down, extending, and find that tuck. Alrighty. So from there, we'll touch into the spine. We'll just get back to spine cars in between. We'll do these sort of in between our sets. First round, we'll do it without any resistance, and the next round, we'll do it a bit higher. We'll add some resistance there. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a breath in, and brace, and let's go round the spine forward, twist to the left. Side bend, extend, over to the other side. Round 4, we'll go 3 in each direction. Nice and slow. That's 3 to the left. When you get back to center after that 3rd rep there, to the right, twist right, side bend, left elbow lifts, extend, extend, extend. Over to the other side. 2 more to the right. Find that rounding through the spine. And really extend, extend. Find max extension. Round forward. And back to center. All right, so that was extension of the spine for the isometrics. And now we'll work on a little bit of flexion of the spine as well. So we need a stick for this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab the stick. Let me get my timer going because I won't be able to grab onto it once we get started. So we're going to grab the stick, roughly sort of shoulder width apart, roughly where you're holding onto. We're going to bring it to the soles of the feet here. So from there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to round my spine. So I'm just going to lean my way back. You can see that rounds my spine, but I really want to focus on rounding the lumbar spine here. So what I can do is I can find a little bit, it's probably going to work from there actually. We'll just round through the whole spine here. I was going to say we'll extend it through the thoracic. Yeah, actually, let's do that. I think that'll work better. So what we'll do, we'll hold this stick here. Firstly, just round through the whole spine. Keep the lumbar spine sort of it's going to be stuck in its position. And then find a bit of extension through the upper spine here. So trying to think about reaching your chest forward. Reaching the chest forward, but the lumbar is kind of stuck in that rounded position, which is what we want, all right? So the first action that we're going to do here when we go into our isometrics, the first action we're going to do is try to extend through the lumbar spine. It's kind of stuck, it can't really move anywhere. We're going to try to think about reaching your belly button forward and up with the belly button, forward and up, forward and up. So I'm trying to extend my lumbar spine, I'm trying to extend forward and up, but we're kind of blocked, we're stuck in this position. And the second action, we're holding the stick here, is rounding, rounding, rounding. So we're going to keep the extension of the upper spine here. The chest is going to keep reaching forward, but I'm going to try and round through the lumbar spine. Round, 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 round. Okay? I don't want you moving the thoracic spine around. We want to keep that blocked by keeping that chest reaching forward. We're trying to round through the lumbar. All right? You'll feel it when we go through the actions. All right? So we've been hanging out there. That was about 2 minutes holding ourselves in the stretch. I hope you were holding yourself in that stretch. And then we'll go into our first round. So first round, just like we did the other one, about 50% intensity for about 60 seconds. So holding onto that stick, find extension through the upper spine here. It's reaching your chest forward. Take a breath in. Create some tension, squeeze that stick, squeeze your legs, and with a light intensity first, think about reaching the belly button forward and up. Belly button, that low back, trying to reach forward and up. We're at 20%. Let's find what feels like 40%. A little bit higher squeeze here. Find 60% and, 50% and hold 60 seconds. Getting my intensities and time mixed up here. I'm trying to extend, but we're stuck. And again, if 50% is too much for you, just back it off. 20%, 40%, go to the intensity that suits you right now. We can build up to this. Go about halfway. Just feel that lumbar, that low back trying to reach forward and up, trying to extend. And when you switch directions, make sure you don't try and round through the upper spine. You just try and round through that low back in 3, 2, 1, round. You get a little bit of rounding through the upper back, that's fine, but try to make it mainly from the low back here. Rounding, rounding, rounding. Find that 50% intensity, trying to round through the low back. That's where your primary focus here. The upper back will round a little bit. Try to make it primarily from the low back. About 20 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, relax. Reach that chest forward. But still rounding through that low back. So a little bit of reach of the chest forward. I know it's difficult. It's hard to kind of separate those two. And we're trying to round more through the low back here. All right, so we're going to do another set. Just like we did on the other side, we'll ramp up to around 60 to 70% intensity, and we'll hit around 20 seconds. So the same actions. A couple more breaths. All right, so get to that fully rounded position through the low back. Take a breath in. And brace, and lightly first try to extend. Try to think about reaching belly button forward and up. We're at 20, let's find 40%. 60% and hold. The lumbar spine, trying to extend. Trying to involve the upper back too much here. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Try to round through the low back. And we find a bit of tuck of the pelvis here as well. Three, 2, 1. And relax. Take a few breaths. Maintain that rounded position. I'm going to do one more set. All right, let's get ready. Final round of isometrics for today. So find that rounded position if you lost it all there. Take a breath in. And brace, create good tension, and let's go. Start trying to extend, reaching belly button forward. 20%, find 40. 40 to 60 and hold 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find rounding. And that little tuck of the pelvis will help you find that low back a little more. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Take a couple breaths in that rounded position. And release. All right. Nice. So in between, we're going to go back to the spine cars, but we'll do them from if you're up for it today, we'll do them with a bit more resistance. If the regular spine cars are enough for you, that's what you'll stick with today. So I'm going to take the band. I'm going to take both sides of the band underneath my legs here, just sort of towards the knees. And then I'll bring my hand through one side towards my elbow, the other side on the opposite elbow. All right, from there I'm going to come to a tall kneeling position with the hands here. You can have them whatever's comfortable. You can just bring them in. You can bring them in, clash them together, whatever's comfortable for you. From here, I'm just gonna go like this. Let's take a breath in. Embrace. Find that rounding through the spine without bumping the hips back. When you can't round anymore, twist to the left. Side bend, lift the right side up. Extend, 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 which is difficult. Twist over to the other side. Round forward, and one more to the left. Twist to the left. Side bend. Extend, extend, extend. Over to the other side. Round forward. Let me grab my arms here actually. Twist to the right. Side bend, left side lifts. Extend. Twist over to the left. Round forward, and one more time. Twist to the right. Side bend. Extend. Over to the other side, round forward, and release. I know that's not the most comfortable setup on your arms there, but you'll be okay. All right, so the spine cars. Next we'll touch into a bit of hinge point training for the spine. So we need the band for this one as well. So for this one, we're just trying to learn how to control each piece of the spine. So we're still going to just be focusing on the lumbar, and we're just trying to round and extend into the band. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the band, we'll make a little X with the band, so we'll just cross it over itself, and then grab one end and feed it through the other side. Pull it so it makes a little X here like this. So from there, what I'm going to do, I like to just hook it around my thumbs here. That works pretty well. I'm going to bring it just to the sort of the top of my low back. So I'm not in my thoracic. I'm kind of just like where the lumbar and the thoracic spine meets, which is just around here on my back, if you can see that there. So from there, I'm going to come down onto the ground, so like into like a tabletop position here. And now that point of we're going to do this for 90 seconds in each position here. So we're going to do 3 different positions of the lumbar spine. So that point of the band that's contacting my back, what I'm going to try and do is just extend and flex. So extend away from the band, from that point that's contacting, and then round into the band from that point of the band that's contacting. Okay, so when you first start doing this one, a lot of the spine's going to move, and that's completely normal. But stick to it, and you'll build some control and awareness. This is a good drill to do outside of this class as well, just on a regular basis. All right. So find that position. Feel that. I like to close my eyes for this one as well. So feel that contact with the band there, and then round your spine into the band. Give it a good squeeze, and then try to extend away from the band. Think about the belly button fork coming away to the ground, or your chest and belly coming away to the ground. So rounding, just to try and round just the point of the spine that's contacting the band, and then try to extend away. And just keep going back and forth. Give it a good squeeze at the end. You won't get as much movement as you think here. And we're just trying to extend and around just that point that's contacting. One more each direction. Nice. So what we'll do, we take that band And we just shimmy it down the low back a little bit, just an inch or two, a little bit towards the tailbone. We do the same thing. So don't go too far down because we've got one more position. We're going to go 3 positions for the lumbar today. So step back up and we'll do the same thing. And rounding and extending. And really concentrating here, really focus on that sensation with the point that's contacting the band, and just try to move away from that point and then around into that point. This one's a really good one to pair with spinal segmentation as well. In the subsequent take of the class, we'll do this for the thoracic spine as well here. We've got 15 more seconds and we'll switch to our last position. Three, 2, 1. Release. And let's find that last position. So we're moving not all the way down to the tailbone, but a bit further down on that low back. Give your thumbs a little bit of a rest here. If this position doesn't work for you with the hands as well, like you can hold it like this as well, or hold it like this. It's whatever's comfortable for you. I just like the thumbs. It's just a personal preference. Find that last position. We'll do the same thing, 90 seconds again. That moved up a little bit. There we go. All right, same thing. Find that rounding and extending. Make sure you're not just tucking and the pelvis, and make sure you're not just tilting the pelvis here. But you're just trying to extend and round through the spine. Extend and flex the spine rather than just, it's pretty easy just to tuck your pelvis in and out. Try to make the movement from the vertebra. And again, this is your first take of the class. You're going to have little to no control, so don't get frustrated. Everyone starts the same. I had pretty much no control when I started. Not that I'm amazing, but progress is progress. Particularly when you get right down to the low back here, right down towards the bottom position we're in now, the movement is pretty micro. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty. Release, and we got 2 more things to do. All right, 2 more things to do, and we'll do them. We'll do a couple of rounds of these ones. So the first one, we're going to do the band again. I'm going to call these ones supine rollbacks. We'll call these. Funny coming up with these exercise names because these are all made up exercises. I'm not getting these from a list or anything. These are all just made up exercises. So we're going to grab onto the band. We're going to bring it to the soles of the feet here in this sort of in this seated position here. Now, where you hold onto the band, if you hold here this length, it's going to be a little bit easier. Holding up here, choking right up onto the band is going to make it harder. And you could also cross it over again to make it even harder if you wanted to. So what we're going to do, I'm going to grab somewhere on that band. From there, I'm going to lean forward. So I'm coming towards like a hamstring stretch here, but I want to find rounding through the spine. So I'm going to tuck my chin in, find a rounded spine. I'm going to keep that chin tucked in. We can do this together now. Keep that chin tucked in, then start leaning back. So keep my chin tucked in. And what I'm doing here, I'm trying to round my way down towards the ground. The band is kind of resisting me a little bit here.
I'm keeping my chin tucked in, and I'm rounding slowly towards the ground. I'm trying to touch each piece of the spine to the ground, one at a time. My chin is still tucked in. I come down. Eventually, my back of my head will contact the mat, and then let's reverse and come back up. Tuck the chin in towards your chest. Find rounding through the spine. And now the band's actually kind of helping us a little bit on the way back up. Trying to get the legs down here. Rounding, 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 rounding. Coming all the way up, back to that starting position. Grab a little bit tighter up on this band here. Keep the chin tucked in. We'll do 3 here. Keep the chin tucked. And start coming down towards the ground. Rounding, 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 rounding. I'm trying to get my low back to contact first, and then continuing down through the spine. If you get down here and it's too tight on the band, you can relax on that grip of the band a little bit. The head contacts. We tuck that chin in and find that rounding on the way back up. A little bit of core exercise. You can do this one without the band as well, if the band's too much for you, but it makes it a bit more demanding on the core. Find that rounding. Do 1 more rep here. Again, try your best to go nice and slow. I want your lower back to contact first. And then continue down through the rest of the spine. Eventually contacting the ground with the back of the head. And 1 more time on the way back up. Tuck that chin in. Find that rounding. Round all the way back up. Maintain roundness as you come forward. And release.
All right. We'll do spinal segmentation as well. So we're going to come back to this one. We'll do 2 rounds in total. But we'll do spinal segmentation in between. So regular spinal segmentation is fine if you just want to do it from this tabletop position, all good. I'm going to try a different version, which will be from a Sphinx position here. So just a little bit different. Again, if you want to work it from the table, if you're not ready for this one, no, that's fine. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm in this tall Sphinx position, so my elbows underneath my forearms here, the hands a little bit out in front of me. I'm going to start an extended position of the spine, reaching my chest and chin up towards the ceiling here. From there, nice and slowly start tucking your chin down and towards your chest. Find that roundness of the spine, and then continue that rounding through the upper back, all the way through the mid back, the lower back. Eventually come up onto your knees. I find a tuck of the pelvis here, and I find that rounded spine. So now on the way back down, as I start to bring my hips towards the ground, I'm going to lift my tailbone up towards the ceiling here. And think about slowly rolling back down towards the ground. My knees, my thighs contact, my hips contact, my belly contacts, and then I reach and pull my chest forward. I can use the forearms for a little bit of support here. And we'll do that 1 more time. Tuck the chin in toward the chest. Keep that rounding of the spine going. Rounding, rounding, rounding. Eventually coming up onto the knees. Tuck the pelvis under and find that rounded spine. And now as the hips start to fall down towards the ground, lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Thighs contact, hips. Pull the chest forward. And release. I do that one in a lot of my yoga classes actually, and this one too, without the band. All right, let's set back up again. We're going to do this one. We'll do 1 more version of spinal segmentation, and we are done. All right. Grab that band. Again, my feet are sort of about hips width apart, thereabouts there. Grab somewhere up on the band. Again, I'm going to choke up nice and high here for myself. And let's go. Find that rounded spine, tuck your chin in, keep the chin tucked, and start leaning on back. The legs kind of get dragged a little bit here with you.
that chin tucked in. Try and get the legs down on the ground and try to roll nice and slowly towards the mat. Try to maintain the same tempo the whole time. I need to relax my grip a little bit here towards the ground. It's too tight on the band as I get to the ground. And then I tuck my chin in towards my chest. I keep that tuck. And I try to roll each piece of the spine back up off the mat, just like we did on the way back, on the way down. I get to my rounded position here. I'm going to choke up on that band again and grab a little bit closer towards my feet. Keep that chin tucked. And one more time to the ground. Nice and slow. Piece by piece. Back of the head contacts. As soon as it contacts, tuck the chin back in towards the chest. And let's round our way back up. Nice. Release. And we'll finish with one final version of spinal segmentation. This one is just going to be focused on just the lumbar though, since that was our primary focus for today. So for this one here, we want to block the thoracic spine here. So we're going to come down, so we're in tabletop position, come down to the forearms. And I want to find, so look at my upper back here. I want to find roundness through the upper back. So you can see I'm nice and round here. I'm rounding the upper back. A little bit of press of the forearms down will help me maintain that as well. So I want to maintain this roundness through the back here. And we're just going to move through the lumbar spine. So maintaining that roundness, upper spine, and then slowly lift the tailbone up towards the sky. And just extending through the lumbar spine. You feel it come up towards your mid-back and you feel like it's kind of like stuck there, the upper lumbar here. And then reverse, find that tuck and that rounding through the lumbar spine. Focus on keeping the upper back nice and rounded here. Press the forearms down. Just going back and forth. Nice and easy. Make sure you find your end of extension in that rounded upper back still, and then rounding in. Let's go one more in each direction. Keep that roundness through the upper back. And one more time, reverse. All right. Alrighty, that is our class for today. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Some really different sort of setups there for the lumbar spine. So they can be a little bit tricky to find, particularly that work, as I was mentioning with the band there, where we're just trying to extend and flex away from the band. Totally normal for when you're doing it. You're going to move in big chunks of the spine when you start to do it. It takes time. It takes time and awareness to build that strength and that control in that area. So again, that's a really good one to do outside of the class. Get some more practice in there. You can do it at any time, really. It's not really over strenuous. So you definitely get some more reps in there. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the class. I'll see you next time. Peace.